What's going on there, YouTube? This your boy Nigeria representing JVS today with an exclusive movie review for a movie coming out June 15th called The Dead Don't Die. Thank you to the good people at Focus and Allied for bringing the opportunity to be able to screen this movie early. Focus Features, which put together a small press screening for this here in the Washington, D.C. area this week. So I wanted to take some time to review this movie. So if you have never heard of this film is basically out of a small, what I'll call like creepy town in Centerville. And a lot of really like weird anomalies and a lot of foreshadowings happening. But nonetheless, the cast for this movie, all-star cast for which is going to be a zombie movie. I mean, you're talking under names of like Bill Murray, Adam Driver, Danny Glover, Selena Gomez is in it, RZA, Iggy Pop. Like, there's a lot of little like people from all over. Even one of my favorite people in Luka Sabbat is in there as well too. But a very star-studded all-star cast for a zombie movie. But yeah, the movie starts off as Bill Murray and Adam Driver, they're police officer in this small town where everyone knows everybody. So they're going around patrolling and they're noticing not a lot of like weird occurrences happening. Animals are disappearing, acting funny. Time is acting funny. Daylight saving time. Everything's just really out of the ordinary. And Adam Driver, who's he's captivating. He's like in like a Napoleon Dynamite type of like character. Very like literal but kind of goofy, but kind of like conspiracy theories, or just has this like sense of humor to him and everything does like Napoleon Dynamite. At least that's how I was getting from it. But Bill Murray's long-term cop, he's getting ready to be to the end of his tenure. And they're doing their due diligence, make sure everything around the town is good, as people are again experiencing weird occurrences all throughout the town. This movie immediately starts off though upon the two of them patrolling the town, reporting to a call with the theme song "The Dead Don't Die," who is by Sturgill Simpson, that you're going to hear throughout this movie a lot of times. Like, again, it's one of those really like symbolic things with the song. It plays into the theme, and actually to a point that Adam Driver, who again in his character says like it's the theme of the movie. So like a lot of that foreshadowing and symbolic nature is happening in this film. Also, I quickly forgot, we talking about the all-star cast. Tilda Swinton's in it, and she's badass. I love her character. It's very it's like unconventional, but I love her character. She's badass. And if you what you've seen her recently, and probably in Endgame as the Ancient One, she really has this stone cold look and presence to her that she kind of brings to this in sort of a weird way, but still like you can tell it's going to be an interesting development in how her character is used throughout the movie. But I got a ton of notes, so bear with me as I try to get a lot of these good points out of there too. But again, yeah, a lot of weird things are happening in this small town in Centerville with like GPS radio time. Everything's being everything is like acting weird until a news report pretty much comes out and says that there's a polar fragment happening in which the world is off its axis, which is causing daylight saving time to be non-existent, where the days are longer. Like, it was 8 o'clock and it was completely still sunny outside, and everyone's like, hey, this is pretty weird, which is actually a theory too that some people have said that could happen. But people watches aren't working, and again, animals are acting funny, migrating to different areas and disappearing or just hiding. And again, within the small town, for everybody knowing everyone's kind of reporting like, hey, have you seen my animals? Like, why is my animals doing this? Calling the police station, which is centered around just 3 officers at the time. So they're trying to make sense of it, while Adam Driver's character is pretty much like, I think I know what's going on, and he's pretty laid back. He doesn't have a sense of like he doesn't have like a sense of urgency at all. But Bill Murray and Adam Driver's character Cliff and Ronnie, who are again the officers in the town, are put on a journey to go out and figure out what's actually happening. While at the same time, the theme song "The Dead Doesn't Die" continuously plays in different parts of the movie. Where even at a part, Bill Murray is like, "Hey, this sounds familiar." But then you see other scenes and other things happening in the town. You get to see RZA, who's one of my favorite like artists, period. And not just in music, but also making his starting to make his way inside on the big screen, directing, producing, and acting in other martial arts films I've been a fan of. He makes a scene as he's a UPS man. He actually drops some knowledge, which is great because Riz has always been respected for his knowledge. And I actually had to write the quote down because it was so good. But he said, "The world is perfect. Appreciate the details." And I thought that was really dope. So I wanted to make sure I got that out there. But while I said this movie had a lot of like symbolic factor and foreshadowing, Adam Driver even at a point says like it's all going to end badly, and Bill Murray's character Cliff is kind of like brushes it off for a while, like whatever, he's just talking to be talking. But it's funny as the movie continues to develop. Then at a certain point, this is when we start getting the young hipster characters. They make a appearance, and this is with, like I said, my guy Luka and Selena Gomez. They are out of towners from Ohio, driving a badass Pontiac Le Mans. I believe it was a '68, which was like an amazing car. Seeing that scene of them driving was really dope. But they make their way into Centerville. Where immediately they notice like they're kind of nonchalant as hipsters are, kind of like it seems like something's happening, but okay, we're not worried. And they end up having to pit stop in Centerville while all this stuff is happening. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, towards the nighttime, the moon is glowing. I don't think no one said anything about it, but visually we can see like the moon is kind of glowing. And I forgot to mention, once they make the first pit stop at the gas station when they ran into another guy, he's a comic book nerdy guy that runs a gas station but also assists at a hardware shop as well. He's kind of aware of like what's happening because before this there was an incident at the famous coffee shop, or not gonna say the popular coffee shop that everyone goes to, where again, small town, so everyone knows everybody, where two people were brutally murdered, where people says, wow, looks like rabid animals came and ripped them apart. And immediately everyone had their theories, but Adam Driver's character and the guy at the gas station, the comic book guy, nerdy guy, which in this movie I love it because the nerdy guys just know everything beforehand, are saying like, I know what's going on, it's zombies. So they tell, so fast forward again, when the hipster crew comes in, the guy at the gas station is like, just want to let you know, like, weird things happen around here, zombies are on the loose. And they're like, whatever. And they end up checking in and staying overnight at a hotel in Centerville. And yeah, a lot of hipsters are coming in. They're like, what's happening with the radio? The radio's not really functioning properly, and the watch is not functioning properly. So they end up buying a CD. Guess what CD they buy at the gas station? Yes, you guessed it. Sergio Simpson's track of "The Dead Don't Die." So again, it comes back out, and it reoccurs again. Like I said, you're gonna see this reoccur throughout the movie numerous times. So eventually, the movie we get a full blown night scene where more zombies are starting to dig their way out of the grave, out of the cemetery there. And one thing key about the zombie activities here is that they act very unconventional, like other zombie movies, which I thought was pretty cool. Number one, upon executing the zombie, they actually do turn into dirt, which I thought was pretty funny. But the other thing too is that when the zombies come back, they actually can talk. So the initial two zombies that killed the people at the coffee shop were basically like coffee, like they had one-liners like coffee, and then I was wondering like what was the means of like the words they selected. And Adam Driver's character again brings nods to saying, it looks like they're gravitating to the last things they did or were familiar with when they were alive. So you do see tons of zombies throughout the movies yelling one-liners out about things that they like. So you got people saying like Wi-Fi, tools, like ice cream, toys. Like it's very it's very silly but comedic at the same time. I found it to be very hilarious. So another thing too, you see shots of around the different parts of Centerville, which I believe Centerville is in PA because the license plates of the car, which they really didn't specify, but I'm familiar with those license plates. I think it's Centerville, Pennsylvania. You see signs around saying that Centerville, a real nice place, which is supposed to be kind of like about like, hey, everyone comes here, everyone has a good time, but all this crazy stuff is happening right now, and the undead is coming back and being reanimated, and it's just again like all over you see just different like weird thing, and they're not just like brutally killing, like it's like some of these people are like coming back with vendetta of like things they did before things they wanted to accomplish before they died. So like again, like this movie is a zombie movie, but it's not just like that typical zombie movie where it's just like murder, run, and try to survive. It does have a sense of like warm toning and like a comedic factor to it that some people may not like, but I've been a fan of movies that like that has this subtle tone of just like very nonchalant like funniness, you know what I mean? So anyway, as we get towards the end of the movie, Ronnie again, who is Adam Driver's character, which he has this one scene where you see Adam Driver with his keychain, and it has a Star Wars. It has a few Star Wars figurines on it, which is absolutely great considering his character in Star Wars. I really laughed at that. I don't think no one in the theater else really noticed or laughed the way I did, but oh well, it was funny to me that I did. But again, he reiterates some of the things he's been saying throughout the whole movie towards the end. He says like this is all going to end badly, and then finally Bill Murray's Clip character is like, what do you mean? He's like, I told you it was going to end badly. Like, well, how do you know that? And he was just like, well, the director told me. And he was like, wait, what? He's like, the director told me. And he was just like, well, the director only gave me my part. And then Ronnie, Adam Driver's character, is like, well, he kind of gave me the whole movie. So I kind of know what was going to happen from the beginning anyway. Which was like, what? Like, it was kind of out of nowhere. And it was really baffling to me, but I appreciated it. But as they were narrating towards the end of the movie, they were considered the warriors of the undead. So since they said they were going to end badly, they said that we were going to go out with a bang, and you got to see them be really heroic, because in the beginning part of the movie they kind of just was laid back, kind of just observing what's happening, patrolling, not really taking of action. But you got to see them actually get into a little bit of action towards the end. But after immediately that scene, you do see something really weird and funny happen, which I don't want to talk about, but you'll see that there is still more to the movie that Adam Driver character didn't even realize was going to happen. But I think the big things for me is that I appreciate this movie because I like the comedic tone, very subtle. I really like the performances by everybody. That Danny Glover's character was really warming. I liked his I like this role. Like RZA, even Undead RZA was pretty dope. Tilda, badass. You're going to see her kick ass throughout this movie and really have some really comedic moments to her character as well. It's just a lot of foreshadowing and like symbolic things with the theme music, The Dead Don't Die, throughout the movie. I mean, it was funny. I appreciated it. It was different. It was definitely different. And I know like most traditional zombie movies is action. This one just had like a sense of like weirdness to it, which I appreciate, because all the weird / nerdy people in this movie, they were the most like knowledgeable of what was happening, and I appreciated that. And I thought it was really cool. But nonetheless, this movie doesn't come out to June 15th as I'm recording this, and about a month out. I hope it does pick up a little bit of traction, because I think this is definitely something that people will like if you're a fan of any of these this star-studded cast. I think everyone puts on really unique roles, and I think that the focus that Jim has for this movie, I think he nails it, because it's just right on par with what it wants to do, and you don't see it try to step out of at all to be like any other movie. It's just it does exactly what it wants to do. I think the trailers definitely perpetrate exactly what it wants to do, what this movie is, which in especially in recent, with some other movies I've seen the trailers try to like send you one way and then the movie send you another. But I think the trailer directly sends you and lets you know exactly what you're getting into. But nonetheless, like, I hope everybody check it out. And I know people always ask, what would I give it? What would I do? Look, I would rate this movie probably, and again, if you understand exactly what you're getting into, I think you will enjoy it. I would give this movie like a 7 out of 10. And on a scale of watch or rent, or watch or rent, meaning going to the theaters to see it or wait till it comes out to be streamed. This is one of the things where it's a really busy summer. So if you do get a chance to get out and see it, cool, but it's not super urgent that you need to, because I think it's really important that you do see this movie in a sense of like a very I use this word in other reviews, like a controlled crowd, because there's a lot of things that you could pick up on that really dictates towards like other things that happen in the movie. Like, it doesn't have like sprinkles of like hitting stuff all over, but it is small things. As I said, this movie has a ton of foreshadowing and a ton of like symbolic figures in it as well that you're gonna appreciate. Also, too, let you know, these zombies, when they're reanimated or they're undead, they're actually a good line of cast, a good casted sort of people as well too. So you may see some people that are actually zombies, which is they're usually extras and other things, but there's actually people that you might recognize in some of this. So definitely, if you get a chance, let me know what you think about the movie when you see it, and again, keep it locked, and subscribe and do all the other good stuff.